Alright guys, RoKage here and welcome back to the brand new video. Here we are, so leveling Arise will be the topic. So on today's video guys, I want to deliver the top 10 tips for the global launch pretty much. I already made a video about the day one guide, about who should you reroll, the reroll tier list, so go check it out. Definitely some of those information that I will mention right here was also mentioned on those videos, but I want to do something fresh so you know for 100% what you should do. So top 10 tips for the global launch. I made a list here on in my notebook so I don't miss a thing, so let me start. The first thing that I put is gold management, but okay, I will mention that a little bit later. Let me start with the basic stuff so you know. The game consists of many game modes. One of those game modes is gates. And here I can give you a really super important tip. Okay guys, first of all, never ever as a free to play, even as a low spender, don't use essence to skip the gates, to sweep the gates, whatever you want. Please don't use the essence. This is like one of the crucial tips that I can give you. Also, always, I mean always, only go for the S rank and A rank gates. Why? Let me sweep this. Now I'm paid to win, so I can do free sweeping. I'm not sure can free-to-plays do that. So I finish now S rank, okay? And let me say I will finish A rank as well. This is, in my opinion, only two types of the gates you should do, S and A rank. You will see it will be annoying, because you will have to wait to rescan it again and find S ranks. Now I got super lucky and I got like 2 S ranks super fast and A rank. This doesn't happen to me oftenly, okay? And with that you're gonna be able to increase your EXP, and when you're done with EXP you're gonna be able to do the gold. You're gonna see, not so much important. Again, don't use the essence for the gates, don't use the essence for sweeping, and only go for the S and A rank. Why is that? Because when you go to the mining, as you can see, I have only S and A rank. Here you're gonna be able to maximize your rewards with the essence, gold, and everything else. Every other D, B, C gates won't give you a lot, but S and A will give you a really good rewards overall, and it will stack up. And when you don't see any more S and A rank, make sure to rescan it. Okay, make sure to rescan this. And here I have 2 A ranks, so I can do that as well. When there is no A and S rank, wait out. Please don't use your essence to rescan it. It's not worth it. Okay, so this is like super important thing to know. Second, one of the biggest tips that I can give you, I will make a reroll guide when the game launches and everything else, maybe even before that. But I want to see how it's going to work precisely on global. Probably I will do the BlueStack sponsorship with the reroll, so we're gonna do it like that. It will be much simpler than PC, trust me. So yeah, reroll in this game is a must. I will put my global guides videos in my description below, so go check out my global reroll tier list. It's super easy to reroll, don't worry. Only the first time you're gonna play around 20-ish minutes. 20-ish minutes, and then the second time when you want to reroll, you can skip everything and do immediately the reroll. So the reroll overall after the first time will last for a few minutes, if not even a minute. Okay, so have that in mind. Rerolling is a must. Go check out my reroll tier list. I personally would reroll for Tsa, and then hopefully I would get as much as possible weapons. And hopefully I can get as well hunter or weapon. I don't want to now bother because it will be like 10 minutes only talking about the reroll. But definitely go check out my reroll tier list and everything will be super clear. Super clear. So reroll is a must, especially for the free-to-play. Don't skip rerolling, you will regret it later on. While we are here, third tip, big tip that I can give you, especially in the beginning when you start playing the game, you will have the challenges option. I will show you that. I still have it, but I finished it. You have like 12 chapters of rewards, and here, and by playing story and many other things, you're gonna be able to get the black tickets for the standard banner right here, guys. Okay. So the biggest tip that I can give you right now, that you already know, but I have to do it because some people are just now entering and watching the videos what this game is all about. Do not spend essence, especially in the beginning. Not even later on as a free-to-play, but you could afford it in the end game, let me say it like that. Maybe for the pity or something like that, but especially in the beginning, do not spend essence for the black tickets. 1,000,000% not worth it, because we can grind bunch of black tickets, especially in the beginning. You use only your essence to exchange them for the limited tickets. Okay, super important thing to know. The next tip that I put, I believe it's 4th tip now, level up only most important hunters. So you can watch the tier list. I have many tier lists on my channel as well, so you're gonna see overall who is the best. So as a free-to-play, only focus on your most important SSR or SR hunters from the beginning. I can tell you right away that for the free-to-play players, even pay-to-win players, Namyoung will be extremely broken, and Park extremely broken. So this is like the 2 top SR characters that are definitely worth investing even from the get-go, okay? And then of course when you pull any other SSR, you're gonna level it up and work on it. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Why is this so much important? Because it's not cheap. To level up your characters, you need to use a bunch of gold, and I will talk about gold in a moment. And gold is really rare in this game and really hard to get. So I definitely recommend only focusing on the best hunters from the beginning, and you're gonna see this will help you so much. Now the next tip goes the same for the weapons. So if I go here, if I open the weapons, only again work on your most important weapons. Most important weapons, guys, will be Sung weapons. Have that in mind. Sung weapons will be the most important ones, especially Skite, Shadow Skite, and Demonic Plum Flower Sword. This is like really broken weapons. Also the Huntsman is extremely broken. Tethys Grimoire is extremely broken. Demon King's Longsword, extremely usable, but needs a lot more investment overall to work. Now they nerfed the West Wind, have that in mind, but it's still worth investing in the West Wind. It will be still extremely crazy good SR weapon, have that in mind. So, and this weapon is still I believe extremely good. But yeah, definitely first you're gonna invest mainly for your SSR weapons, and then you will have as well those exclusive weapons for the hunters. Again, you will need to craft them. For the star weapon, you're gonna be able to get it for free, so of course you're gonna be more focused on that department. Again, it really costs a lot of gold to level up your weapon, to work on your weapon, work on the skills and many other things, so you need to prioritize. You have many tier lists on my channel related to the weapons, hunters, and the reroll tier list, so based on that you're gonna know pretty much everything. Okay, we have a few more tips. After you finish certain chapter, I cannot remember which one, you're gonna unlock shadows. Now I know many of you, like, this is a pretty controversial topic. Many content creators, including me, have different opinions than other content creators, and I believe that's pretty fair. Overall, first you're gonna unlock Igris. Igris will be your best shadow forever, because he can increase critical hit rate, and that's extremely broken in many situations, and he's actually the only one that I would say for now worth ranking up towards the knight. Again, this will cost you a lot of shadow traces, so forget about that for now. Let's focus on the basics. So in the beginning you're gonna unlock Igris, and then you will have a decision between tank, between iron, and between blades as you progress through the story. And then you will have to choose one of those three to unlock it, right? Maybe Tusk will be also available, I don't know, on global launch, we're gonna see. But I can assure you that the best two options in my eyes after playing furthermore is blades and is iron, okay? If you find tank super useful, go for it, but in my opinion these two are the best option for the second shadow. And yeah, and then you unlock the third shadow like this. So I would go for blades, iron, and Igris. I would not yet unlock tank. You can play around, guys. Okay, let me. If you think maybe some other content creators, you believe them more than me, it's fine. I find that pretty legit, no worries, because every human finds its own content creator in a way that you're like, yo, I want to be like him, and it's perfectly fine. In my eyes, you can go for tank as well, but in my eyes, Blades for that attack increase and overall what he can do with additional damages, and Iron, which can decrease defense, which is super broken, and as well max HP increase can be extremely useful in many situations if you choose him at first slot. So, but the biggest tip that I can give you is don't worry too much about the selection of shadows at the end of the day. The biggest tip that I can give you right away: when you're gonna be able to unlock the 4th shadow, don't do it. Save up your shadow traces for the new shadow task or for ranking up your Igris. That is like the most important thing that I wanted to say. Okay, so this I added the one more tip here about the ranking up. So only a shadow that's worth ranking up is Igris currently. Have that in mind, this additional tip. Yes, in the beginning, guys, focus. This is a huge tip. It's self-explanatory in a way, but I want to tell you, focus on the story, progress through the story, extremely important. In that way, you're going to be able to level up your Sung. In that way, you're going to be able to get a lot of experience to level up Sung, and you will get a bunch of free summons, black tickets, essence, and many other materials. So your main focus should be always the story. When you're stuck, you're gonna have to work for your weapons, artifacts, and many other things. I have 2 more tips. About the artifacts, you already know. I already talked about this. Do the Encore mission, do the instant dungeons, try to reach tier 5 on all of them as soon as possible so you can get the legendary rarity gear and of course artifact, whatever you call it. And when you unlock the Cerebris and Arachi and Giant Spider, okay, I cannot pronounce this name, you're gonna be focused on grinding this 2 the most. Like here I can do probably tier 6 by now, but I didn't bother too much. Tier 5, super important because here you can get the legendary, and in those later dungeons you can get level 55 legendaries, which is like the best artifacts you can get. The same goes for the instances. Okay, instances will be unlocked a little bit later than Encore missions overall. Do the Battlefield of Trials, and the endgame content is for later. We have few more tips now. Sung stats, I will briefly talk about that, nothing too complicated, we know. And then I will talk a little bit about gold management. Gold management will be my final tip, and that will save you a lot of trouble. So Sung stats, in the beginning, guys, I will tell you right away what is the most important thing to do. I won't talk for the mid game, I won't talk for the end game, I'm talking now for the early game. I mean, it depends how you progress at the end of the day and which weapon you dupe out and many other things, but let me keep it basic. The only 3 stats you're gonna increase is strength, which is attack, agility, which is critical hit rate and critical hit damage, sorry, and perception, precision. I just had a meal, so it went up like nothing. That's a nice tip. Don't record videos after you eat immediately. You're gonna burp. Anyways, precision. So strength, agility, and perception will be the most important things, or we can say attack, critical hit rate, damage, and precision. This is the biggest tip that I can give you. As you're gonna level up your Sung, you're gonna be able to rank up your stats. First, rank up your precision to about 30-ish%. Sorry, my bad, not 30. Okay, so go like it says here. So go around 80-ish% for precision, and then equally use your points to increase your attack and critical hit rate and critical hit damage. Have that in mind. So if you go here in the beginning, level up your precision until you're roughly about 80% like I showed you right here, and then equally work on your attack and critical hit rate and critical hit damage. That is how you start. For now, that's all what you need to know. Later on, as you're gonna progress, you will change that stuff. Although I still didn't change much. Because it all depends about the artifacts, critical hit rate, about your weapons and many other things. But I won't go now into that. That's all what do you need to know. And guys, now super important tips at the end. Like, I definitely gave you more than 10 tips, but for the title and everything else, it will be much better that I title it like this. I can close my notebook. I will keep it simple. Coins management. Super important, guys. Level up your artifacts that you know you're gonna use, first of all. When you know that certain artifacts you're gonna change, for example, lower rarity artifacts, when you know you're gonna change them, I know, can I go like here? Yes, for example, you have this common artifact that most likely you will even use in the beginning, but don't work on that too much because you're gonna replace it anyways really soon. So at the same time, you're saving your coins for the level up and many other things. But as well, guys, when you have, for example, higher rarity artifact, currently now they did lower the amount of coins needed to change your artifacts, and only you need to use your coins to change your artifacts if the artifact is 11 plus, okay? 11 plus ranked up. So I'm not saying like level 50, no, ignore that. But this right here green number, it says plus 15. So if I want to change this artifact, it will cost me gold. But if I have artifact which is like 0 or until 11, I'm fine. I don't have to use coins. So this is literally the way you're gonna manage your coins. One of the ways, at least. Because you're gonna need to use a lot of them anyways to level up your hunters, to level up your weapons, and many other things in the game. But if you also use your coins a lot for changing artifacts and you're leveling up the wrong artifacts that you don't actually need, you're in a big problem. Okay, so this is one part that you should definitely pay attention. And of course, let me add a few more tips while we are here. Like Sung, he works around the attack and critical hit. That's why I created this type of set. So always work on having those set effects, and as well pay attention on substats for the artifact. But in the beginning, it will be important that you understand that, but you won't be able to practically use it yet too much. So I don't want to go in too much detail about the artifacts. You have, again, the guides on my channel, but I will make more guides as the global will launch. But that's like super important things you should know. Don't level up the wrong artifacts that you won't use a lot, or you're just temporarily using them, not worth it. And as well, make sure to not level up too high the artifacts that you know you're gonna eventually change, because again, it will cost you gold to change it. Also, if you would like to reset your skills, that will also cost you gold. So be careful. That's why it's super important in the beginning that you know how to level up the Sung and everything else. I'm thinking, should I give you more additional tips? But now I just cannot remember. I made a list, it's top 10, it's fine. Do the dailies, do the weeklies. I believe that's self-explanatory. About the shop, maybe I could add that into the mix for additional tips. You will have this exchange shop, and by doing gates and mining the gates, you will get a bunch of this material right here, if I'm not mistaken. Also, you'll be salvaging the weapons to get this equipment, this materials. You can buy more stuff from here, but I'll make like a separate shop guide so you're gonna know everything. But this, for example, if you do everything, the gates properly, etc., you could afford over time to actually buy a lot of stuff on daily basis, like for grinding dungeons and many other things, plus many other important materials to level up, to limit break your weapons even furthermore, for the gear, for the artifacts, and advanced mana crystal as well you can get from this, or mana power elixir. All of this will be usable extremely in the game. Salvaging weapons are worth it, but only R weapons and SR weapons, just dupe them out over time, and then you can play around with the salvaging, unless you extremely you need to salvage to get certain material to progress. Then sometimes that risk you can take, because at the end of the day it will be much easier to pull SR weapons in a way than SSR. In a way, have that in mind. Sometimes it's super hard to pull the exact weapon you actually need. Okay guys, I didn't cover everything, but I believe I definitely covered the most important things that you should know. Top 10 plus tips for sure I gave you here. So hopefully you did enjoy it. Leave a like, subscribe, your opinions in the comment section below, please. If you have anything to add, I encourage you to do that, because people are reading the comment section. That's it guys, love ya, thank you for all support, love you every single one of you. I'm really grateful for everything. I try to be as best as possible, you know. I try to work on myself, and there is no doubt in my mind, as the more days will go, as more years will be going, as I do this, I will reach my peak that I cannot wait in the gaming industry. That's it, love ya, and bye.